Chapter 45. Florin with the Lord. When both come up to me, the angel says, bowing to the earth before me, "Lord, here is a ripe apple. His flesh is like that of all people, but in the spirit he is strong and full of unspoilt power. Thus to you alone be all praise and honour from eternity to eternity." I say, "Good, my Raphael, such fruits are pleasing to me and very valuable. He is one of Moses and Aaron's kind. It is true. But he has also appropriated the teachings of Plato, Socrates, Pythagoras, and Aristotle, and is therefore no wind vane that is blown this way and that, but a solid cedar from Lebanon, which knows how to spite the storms. It stands calmly and quietly, but when the storms beat against it, it does not bend. But I will let this tree be until Jerusalem is rebuilt. It shall give me roof and gable in my house. Tell me now, Florin, are you joyful to see me?" Florin says, "Lord of life, who cannot be joyful to see you? But I am a sinful person, and your holiness says to me, 'Get away from me.' And look, that is what gives me no joy. I would like to stand before you worthy of you and without sin. But it is impossible, for I have sinned. Therefore I am a sinner, and I am ashamed before your holiness. That gives me no joyful heart, but a bitter regret. But this is not suitable to cheer a heart. And yet I am man enough and have understanding which shows me an apology for my sins before you, and also shows that I am a person consisting of very many elements, who reaches his completion when the many elements have been dissolved through sinful ferment like a young wine in a skin, and has become a pure, tasty wine for everyone. You are the Lord, and man is the fruit of your eternal fight for eternity. Nothing but a battle with victory and defeat, in order to one day rise to a new life, like a phoenix out of the ashes of the fire that destroyed it, which becomes one in itself, but outwardly remains and must remain an eternal battle. Lord, therefore do not forgive my sin, for it was necessary to call me to the battle, to become a new person. But forgive the shame of my frequent defeat, and I will rejoice in you, O Lord." I say to the disciples, "You see here a person in whose soul there is no wrong. I have loved this person for a long time." Simon Judas says, "Lord, he seems to be a second Mathael." I say, "Do you think that one can only be a wise man in the way that Mathael is wise? Look, this Florin is exactly the opposite of Mathael, and nonetheless he is just as wise as Mathael. Mathael has the knowledge of the things of nature and of the tongues of the elders, but Florin knows all religions and all worldly wisdom and cleverness of the elders, and therefore it is more difficult to speak to him than to Mathael. But as he now has been won for us, he will stand as an instrument against all false belief that is among the people of this earth, and will battle with much talent and good success without the addition of miracles. and that is better for the children of this earth, so that they do not hold even tighter to the captive caught in the soul. For children from above, the miracles are a mercy, but not for the children of this world. Since you know in your hearts who I am, you can remain free in your soul if you see me doing God's work on this earth. But not so the children of the world. For they are forced and captured and have no free thoughts any longer, and even less a free mind. But if Florin does them with his worldly cleverness, they are placed in a certain light which will brighten the steps in the temple of their hearts enough. Once they are there, they have been totally won for all eternity. But you, all together, are not as clever as Florin alone. But Florin did not hear that, since I had only spoken to the disciples in their hearts. He asked me, therefore, what he should do. And I said, "Go over to your brothers and tell them that I shall also come to them soon." Florin says nothing at this, but simply makes a bow and hurries to his brothers.